Rain slammed against the attorney's window when the scene opened. My hand was already on the pen. My heartbeat sounded louder than the storm. "I signed," I said. Harper flinched. It was small, but I saw it. She always tried to hide things from me with perfect posture and steady breathing, but her eyes never learned to lie. Mr. Trent adjusted his glasses and slid the papers closer. "Once you both agree, we can file immediately." I kept staring at her. Her dress clung to her like she had somewhere better to be after this. Her hair was pinned like she was meeting someone important. And that perfume. Expensive. Sharp. Nothing like the warm scent she used to wear when she curled against me at night. "Harper," I said quietly. "Just tell me why." She rubbed her palms together and looked at the table. "Do not start this, Mason. Not here. But you changed. You disappeared every night. You stopped talking to me." She lifted her chin. "Because you kept asking questions I could not answer." I felt something cold settle under my ribs. So divorce was easier. She did not respond. She watched the rain instead, like the storm had more answers than I did. Mr. Trent cleared his throat. "If both parties are done, we can wrap up." I pushed the final paper forward. "Fine," I said. "We are done." Harper inhaled sharply. Not heartbreak. Not regret. Something closer to panic. Before I could ask, the door opened. A man in a black suit walked inside. No greeting. No smile. He leaned down to Harper and whispered something I could not hear. Her face lost all color. "Harper," I said. "Who is he?" She shook her head and stood up so fast her chair scraped the floor. "You were not supposed to sign yet." I frowned. "What are you talking about?" Mr. Trent looked confused. The man in black did not. He watched me like he was calculating something. I reached for the papers. "What changes if I sign?" Harper stepped forward and snatched them off the desk. Her fingers trembled against the wet ink. "This ruins everything," she said. Her voice cracked as thunder shook the walls. And for the first time since this whole nightmare started, I realized something terrifying. She was not scared of losing me. She was scared of what signing the divorce would set loose. Rain splashed across my windshield as I hit the gas. Harper's black car was already disappearing through traffic lights. She had run out of the attorney's office without a word. No glance back. No hesitation. I gripped the wheel. My voice came out tight. "Harper, what are you hiding from me?" The city blurred behind me. Within minutes the streets faded into trees. The storm followed us, throwing sheets of water across the road. My wipers beat like a frantic heartbeat. 15 minutes later, the forest opened. I inhaled sharply. A mansion rose from the darkness, glowing with gold lights that flickered against the wet stone. It looked like something out of a world I did not belong to. Harper's car rolled past the iron gates. They opened for her without question. Mine did not. I had to slip in behind a delivery van and park behind thick hedges. When Harper stepped out, she moved like she had walked those steps 1,000 times. Confident. Familiar. She pressed her hand to the door. It unlocked at her touch. My chest burned. How long had she lived a life I knew nothing about? I crept inside after her, keeping my steps soft on the polished marble floor. The scent of citrus wood filled the air, clean and expensive, nothing like our small apartment. Voices drifted from a room down the hall. "You cannot keep hiding from him," a man said. His voice was low and sharp. The man in the black suit. Harper's reply came fast. He was not supposed to find out. Not like this. My pulse kicked hard. Find out what? I leaned closer to hear better, but a floorboard groaned under my weight. Silence hit the room like a punch. I froze. My breath stayed trapped in my throat. Then I heard her. "Mason is here." Her voice shook. Not angry. Not surprised. Scared. I stepped into the doorway. Harper and the suit turned to me. She looked pale under the chandelier light. He looked ready for a fight. "Harper," I said, my voice thick. "What is this place?" She took a step toward me. "You should not be here." "Too late," I said. "You keep running from me and I am done chasing shadows." The man in black moved between us. His eyes swept over me, cold and analyzing. "Who are you to her?" he said. "I am her husband." The word felt heavier now than it ever had. Harper whispered something under her breath. I could not hear it, but it sounded like regret. Silas Grant. I remembered the attorney calling him that earlier. He studied me, then reached behind his jacket. I stiffened. His hand disappeared from sight. Harper gasped. Silas stepped forward, slow and deliberate. Mason, Harper whispered, her voice trembling. Do not move. Silas kept coming. His hand stayed inside his jacket. My heartbeat slammed against my ribs as I stood there, trapped between the storm outside and the storm inside her eyes. Silas stepped closer, rain light flickering off his suit, and pulled something from his jacket. I braced myself. A badge. He held it up between us. You are trespassing on private property. Step back. My shoulders loosened, but my anger sharpened. I followed my wife. Not your call, he said. Harper rushed between us and gripped Silas by the arm. Her voice cracked. Stop. I will handle him. Silas hesitated, then lowered the badge. His eyes stayed locked on me as if I were the threat. Harper touched my wrist, gentle but shaking. Come with me. Please. The hallway swallowed us in gold light. Chandeliers dripped crystals overhead. The air smelled like old books and expensive polish. Our footsteps echoed in a rhythm that felt too careful, too controlled. I finally spoke. Tell me the truth. All of it. She looked over her shoulder, eyes glistening. I am trying. Then try harder, I said. What is this place? Who is that man to you? She stopped in front of a large framed mirror. Her reflection looked small inside it. My name is not Harper Ward, she whispered. My chest tightened. What do you mean? She pushed on the mirror. It slid open with a soft click, revealing a hidden portrait behind it. A man stared out from the canvas. Silver hair. Hard jaw. Sharp eyes I recognized instantly. He had her eyes. Harper exhaled shakily. This is my father. Adrian Vale. He owns half the eastern sector. Shipping, tech, real estate. All of it. I felt the world tilt. You told me your parents were teachers. They were my guardians. My father sent them the money to raise me quietly. She lifted her hand to the portrait. My real life is here. A life I never wanted you to see. Why hide it from me? Because people come after my family, she whispered. And the less you knew, the safer you were. My stomach twisted. So this marriage was what? Protection. Her eyes snapped to me. She stepped closer, breath trembling. No. I chose you. You were the one thing that felt real. A sound cut her off. Alarms erupted through the mansion, sharp and metallic. Red lights flashed across the walls. My pulse spiked. What is happening? Silas stormed into the corridor. We have a breach. They found us. Harper grabbed my hand, fingers cold against my skin. Her grip was desperate. We have to run, she whispered. I barely had time to take one step before glass exploded beside my head. A gunshot shattered the window and sprayed shards across the floor. The moment the gunshot cracked the window, the mansion erupted. Shouts. Footsteps. Metal slamming against marble. My vision blurred with adrenaline as masked intruders tore across the grounds. Security sprinted through the halls. The air vibrated with alarms. Silas pushed Harper behind him. Stay close to me. Harper shoved his arm away and grabbed mine instead. Her grip was fierce. I am not leaving without him. Her fingers tightened around my wrist like she was afraid I would vanish. It was the first time in months she had touched me with anything that felt like need. Silas shot me a cold look but nodded. Then move. Now. He led us down a sweeping marble staircase. The lights above flickered from white to emergency red. My boots slid on shattered glass as the ground trembled from distant impacts. I whispered, Harper. Who are these people? Her breath hitched. I tried to keep you away from this. I tried so hard. From what? I asked. We do not have time, Silas barked. He pressed his palm to a panel on the wall. A section of the staircase slid open to reveal a narrow stone tunnel lit only by fading orange lights. Harper tugged me in first. The tunnel was cold, damp, and heavy with the smell of old concrete. She stayed close, her shoulder brushing mine as we ran deeper. Her voice was barely a breath. Mason. I am sorry. I should have told you everything. Tell me now. I cannot, she whispered. Her eyes shone in the dim light. Not yet. A roar blasted through the tunnel entrance. The explosion threw us off our feet. My back hit the ground. Dust rained from the ceiling. The lights flickered violently. Silas dragged us up. Go. Move. They breached the lower levels. Lower levels, I repeated. My voice shook. You mean they are inside already? They came for her, Silas said. This is not about the estate. She is the target. My chest tightened. I wrapped an arm around Harper as smoke rolled toward us. She pressed her forehead to my shoulder, trembling. Mason, I lied to you. Not just about my family. Tell me the truth, I said. I deserve that much. She looked up at me, eyes wet and shining in the haze. Her voice cracked. They want the inheritance I never told you about. Silas slams the steel door behind us, and the whole room shivers. My pulse is loud in my ears. The safe room smells like metal and cold air, and the lights above hum in an unsteady rhythm. Harper stands against the wall, shaking. Silas glares at her. Start talking. She flinches. I will. Just give me a second. I step closer. My hands still feel the tremble from the explosion above. Harper, what are they after? She lifts her eyes. They look tired, red, shining with something she has been hiding for a long time. They want something that belongs to me, she whispers. Silas scoffs. Belongs to her is an understatement. I turn to him. What does that mean? Harper shakes her head. I should be the one to explain. She pulls in a shaky breath. My family owns an empire. Multiple companies, land, patents, everything. My father built it from nothing. I know that already, I say. Everyone knows the Vale name. You don't know the real part, she says. You don't know what he wrote in his will. Silas folds his arms and mutters, here we go. Harper looks at me again. When my father died, the inheritance was locked. It could only be opened after 3 years. That deadline is in 2 weeks. And? I ask. She looks down. And I'm the primary heir. The entire empire transfers to me. Over $1 billion worth. The air leaves my lungs. I feel my hand drop to my side. You never told me that. I wanted to, she says. But then something changed. What changed? You and I got married. Silas steps between us. Her father wrote the will during your marriage. That means you are tied to everything. Legally. I stare at her. Harper, what are you saying? My lawyers told me that the spouse listed during the drafting becomes part of the inheritance structure. You were that spouse. My chest tightens. And the divorce? She nods slowly. Your signature rewired the entire arrangement. It made the will activate differently. Suddenly both of us became pieces on a board we did not choose. Silas snaps, and that is why they are after her. And maybe you. I swallow hard. The safe room feels smaller now. Harper steps closer. Her fingers brush my wrist. I pushed you away to keep you safe, she whispers. I told myself that staying cold was better than letting you get dragged into this. That is not an excuse, I say. You could have trusted me. Her voice cracks. I still love you. I never stopped. I thought distance would save you. I take a breath that stings my chest. Instead it broke us. A tear slips down her cheek. She does not wipe it. I know. And I am sorry. Silas suddenly curses under his breath. The lights. The ceiling lights flicker, dim, then steady again. He rushes to the door panel. This system should be isolated. Nobody should be able to touch it. I step beside him. What is happening? He taps rapidly. His jaw tightens. They are inside the house. Harper gasps. No. The safe room is supposed to be impossible to breach. The lock on the steel door clicks once. Then again. A slow, heavy mechanical sound fills the room. Someone is unlocking it from the outside. Silas draws his weapon. This is not possible. My throat dries. Harper. Get behind me. The final lock releases with a sharp crack. The door begins to open. The steel door slams open before I can even step back. The sound punches through my chest. 2 masked men rush in. One grabs Harper by the arm. She screams my name, her voice cutting through the cold air. I lunged forward so fast my vision blurred. Let her go. Another man blocks me. His fist hits my ribs like a hammer. I stumble, choking on the shock of it. Harper claws at the grip on her wrist. Mason, please. Silas fires at the doorway, but the intruders move with impossible precision. They drag her into the corridor. I shove past Silas and sprint after them, my heart pounding like it is trying to break free from my chest. The hallway is filled with dust from the earlier blast. My lungs burn as I run. Harper. She is ahead of me, kicking, fighting, her voice breaking. Let go of me. The lights flicker above us. The whole corridor trembles again. I push harder. My shoulder scrapes the wall, but I barely feel the pain. All I see is her, struggling. We burst outside into the night. Cold wind hits my face. The estate grounds are chaos, alarms blaring, smoke rising from the east wing. A black van waits near the gate. The back doors are open. No, my voice cracks. They shove her inside. She reaches toward me with shaking fingers. Her eyes look terrified, but also pleading, as if she is trying to tell me something she did not get to say. Mason. Do not let them, she cries. I lunge for the van, but someone tackles me from behind. My palms slam into the dirt. The van door shuts. The engine roars. I scramble to my feet and sprint, shouting until my throat tears. Harper. Harper. The tires screech against the gravel, spinning dust into my face. The van disappears into the darkness. Silas finally catches up to me, breathing hard. His gun hangs at his side. I stare at the empty road. My chest rises and falls in uneven, painful waves. They took her. They actually took her. Silas rubs a hand over his jaw, furious and pale. They are from the Ravelin family. I recognize the emblem on the van. Who are they? I ask. My voice barely comes out. Rivals. Dangerous ones. They have been trying to break into the Vale Empire for years. I stare at him. Why take Harper? Why tonight? Why like this? Silas looks at me with a tight expression. They want the inheritance. And they want authority to pass to them. Harper is the key. But you are the lock. My hands curl into fists. My signature on the divorce made this worse. It made you part of the legal chain. As long as you are alive and uncooperative, they cannot take what they want. The truth lands on me like a fall from a rooftop. So they will try to kill me, I say. Silas nods once. And they will not stop. The cold night air stings my face. My whole body shakes, not from fear, but from something deeper. I am getting her back, I say. I do not care what it costs. Silas stares at me for a long moment, then steps closer. There is something else about that will you do not know. His eyes narrow with a weight I have never seen before. And you need to hear it before anyone else does. Rain pelts the windshield so hard it feels like the night is trying to swallow us whole. Silas grips the wheel, jaw tight, eyes fixed ahead. I can barely breathe. Tell me, I say. Tell me what you meant back there. Silas hesitates for the first time since I met him. His knuckles pale. Mason, Harper tried to tell you. She just never found the moment. My voice cracks. Tell me. He exhales sharply. Her father's will has a hidden clause. If she divorces you or if you walk away, the entire inheritance transfers to the Hale family. The words hit harder than the car's sudden skid over wet pavement. What are you saying? I whisper. She never pushed you away because she stopped loving you. His tone softens for a moment. She was scared you would die if you stayed married to her. But she was even more scared of dragging you into the war that money created. The headlights illuminate long rows of rusted containers as we approach the old shipping yard. The place looks dead, but my heart beats like something alive and cornered. I press my palm against my forehead. So she stayed distant to protect me. Then I broke us without knowing the truth. Silas does not answer. He does not have to. My chest tightens until it hurts. The memory of her voice, her shaking hands, her tears, all crash into me at once. Pull over, Silas mutters suddenly. The car jerks violently as he slams the brakes. My shoulder hits the door. What now? He points through the fog. I follow his gaze. My blood freezes. Under a hanging floodlight stands a man in a dark coat, surrounded by armed guards. The cold smile on his face feels like a knife. Marcus Hale. And next to him, tied to a metal chair, head down, hair tangled, wrists bruised. Harper. I shove the door open before Silas can stop me. My feet hit the wet ground. Harper. She lifts her head. Her eyes widen. Mason. Get back. Please. My throat burns. I am here. I am right here. Marcus steps forward, the rain sliding off his coat like he is made of stone. You came faster than I expected. I glare at him. Let her go. He smiles. You are not in a position to make demands. He gestures. One of his men opens a leather folder. Another pulls out a pen. Marcus lifts it with a slow flourish. This is the transfer document. Your divorce disrupted the automatic inheritance shift. You are still legally tied to the estate. I need you to sign this so the fortune becomes mine. Silas aims his gun. Do not touch that pen, Mason. 2 rifles rise toward Harper's head in response. She gasps. Mason, please, do not sign anything. My hands start shaking. I stare at her, rain dripping into my eyes. Hale, take me instead. Let her go. He laughs quietly. I do not want you. I want your signature. He steps closer until I can see the ink glistening on the pen. Sign this, or she dies. The rain stops feeling cold. My heart stops feeling like it belongs to me. And his hand extends the pen toward mine. The pen shakes in my fingers. Rain drips off my wrist. Harper's eyes lock onto mine, wide and pleading. Do not sign, she says. Her voice cracks like something breaking inside her. I look down at the document. And my stomach drops. My signature is already there. Perfectly forged. Curved exactly the way my hand moves. The entire page is fake. I lift my head slowly. You forged this. You never needed me to sign. Marcus sighs, almost annoyed. I needed Harper to believe you chose to walk away. People comply faster when their hearts are broken. Harper stares at him, horror spreading across her bruised face. You wanted me hopeless. Marcus tilts his head. You were always too strong. You needed to be softened. My fist tightens. You wanted to destroy her. He laughs under the harsh floodlight. I only wanted what should have been mine from the beginning. Harper's breathing turns uneven. I step closer, trying to shield her. Then she whispers something so soft I barely hear it. Mason. Marcus is my half-brother. The world stops. My pulse slams in my ears. What did you say? Marcus's smile shifts into something colder. Our father liked secrets. Unfortunately, he left her everything. And me nothing. Harper shakes her head. I did not know. Not until I turned 21. He kept me hidden so his enemies could not use me. Marcus steps closer, eyes burning. He hid you from me. You, the beloved heir. Me, the mistake. And now I correct that. Silas moves first. He tackles the nearest guard so hard the man's gun skids across the concrete. Chaos erupts. I shove Marcus back and sprint to Harper. Stay with me. I rip the ropes from her wrists while she winces. Gunshots tear through metal containers around us. Sparks fly. Silas shouts orders. Marcus disappears behind his guards. Can you run? I ask. She nods, trembling. Only if you hold me. I take her hand and pull her through the maze of containers. Bullets snap past us. The ground shakes with every step. Left, she gasps. Take the left. We duck behind a rusted truck. She stumbles forward and collapses against me. Her fingers clutch my shirt as if she is afraid I will vanish. Mason. Her voice breaks completely. I thought I lost you. I pull her closer, feeling her heartbeat slam against my chest. I am not going anywhere. Her forehead presses to mine. Rain runs between our faces like a thin veil. For the first time in months, she is not distant. She is not lying. She is not hiding. She is mine. And I finally understand why she tried to push me away. I lift her into my arms as more shots fire behind us. Silas covers us from the rear, shouting for me to move. We break into the open field behind the yard. The storm thins. For a moment I think we made it. Then the ground vibrates. A low hum fills the air. I turn. A helicopter rises over the containers, blades slicing the rain, wind whipping against our faces. Marcus stands inside, gripping the rail, smirk sharp enough to cut. His voice echoes across the yard. This is not over.